What's going on? Welcome to Asian Cosell. So I got one here by brinsky. And before he became this super famous blogger, he actually lived in South Korea, taught English, and then he started his blog. So let's hear him listen. Let's listen to him about 8 things you can't do in South Korea. So let's go and I'll react to him.
South Korea has one of the most interesting and erratic cultures in the world. You can't go anywhere without something making you scratch your head and wonder. After spending 2 years of my life living and traveling through this country, I've gotten to know Korean culture pretty well. And while it's a very open and capitalistic society where most things are accepted, Koreans are very superstitious people, and you must be respectful of this before coming. The following are 8 things you just cannot do in South Korea. 감사합니다. 1. Stick chopsticks in your rice bowl. This action signifies death because at funerals, Koreans burn incense upright in a bowl of sand. If you stick your chopsticks vertically in a rice bowl, you will get horrible looks, so consider yourself warned. 2. Throw toilet.
Okay, this one, huge. Even when I was a little kid, I stuck that thing and they're like, no, don't do it. So yeah, that's the death of things. Okay, here we go.
Toilet paper in the toilet. The plumbing systems in Korea are not made to flush toilet paper, so you must put it in the bin. Yes, even after doing your business. Trust me, you don't want to be that guy who overflows the toilet. 3. Right.
Okay, and oh yeah, the toilet system so bad here in Korea. So yeah, so and sometimes there's not even toilet paper, so sometimes you gotta. I always like carry some wipes, and then I just throw it in the trash. So yeah.
Write someone's name with a red pen. To avoid getting scolded at, make sure to always write in black or blue pen. Writing in
Yeah, that means death like blood, as he says. Yeah, like for example, sometimes I wouldn't write it with red. I would use red, but I wouldn't write their name in red. So it's just remember name, not the sentence. So I could go one bin in blue, and then I would write it in red if like my ink runs out, because I have to teach English at times.
red ink, which is like blood, somehow means that a person will die soon or that you want them to die. 4. Wear shoes indoors. This strictly applies to houses and may also apply to schools, cafes, and restaurants. Koreans are very clean people and they always remove their outdoor shoes when going indoors. Most homes will have a little area to keep your shoes, so just do it.
Yep, and shoes. That's actually in other cultures too, besides Korea. So like in Japan, Philippines, and China, etc.
5. Talk loudly on the metro. Koreans hardly speak on the subway, and when they do, it's only a small whisper. It's almost eerie to witness thousands of people crammed into a small space completely without sound, but they respect one another, and you must do the same.
Okay, this is a yes and no because like the elderly will talk loud in Korean sometimes. So sometimes, yeah, like in the elder section, they'll be all loud and stuff. But of course, it is a rule. We don't talk loud. And then sometimes I have to let my foreign friends know, like, yeah, keep it down. They just don't like that here.
6. Assume people speak English.
Excuse me. Do you know where the airport is? How do you know? Okay. Hello? Hi. Do you know how to get to the airport?
The vast majority of Koreans can speak or understand English at a basic level. While it's getting more common for the younger generation to know the language, it still cannot be assumed. So learn a few Korean words, like 안녕하세요 and 감사합니다. 7. Use one hand to give or receive.
The language part. Yeah, that's a lot of them. Yeah, just know the basics. Even if myself, I'm comes from the U.S., but yeah, you don't get too social out here.
As you've probably realized by now, Korean culture revolves around respect. And one of the best ways to show high regard is by using 2 hands whenever you give or receive something. This goes for pouring soju shots, passing a phone, or even opening a door. 8. Refuse to bow to the elderly. Instead of shaking hands, hugging, or kissing, Koreans greet each other by bowing. It's a common way to say hello, thank you, and goodbye. And the older the person is, the deeper bow you have to give. All right, we are in a taxi now. We are heading out of Seoul. It's always a fun and unique experience here in Korea, but respecting the culture is a must. While none of the things mentioned above are illegal, and you can probably get away with doing them as a tourist, I highly recommend keeping them in your back pocket so you don't offend anyone in this lovely country called South Korea.
All right. So, yep. So yeah, Drew Brinsky. Yep. Again, he started his life here in Korea. So yeah. So these are pretty much a norm. Uh, and yeah, some of these are still basic here in Korea, and maybe some might deviate a little bit. And if yeah, you're a tourist, there's a lot more forgiveness. Even if you like speak Korean and you mess up, there's forgiveness. So it is what it is. So yeah. So yeah, shout out to Drew for doing this. Even if this video is old, some of these traditions do stand still as of today. So yeah. All right. If any of you enjoyed any of this content, please give me the HKO special. Help the king out. Hit the like, subscribe, and comment. And wherever you are, stay safe. And I'll see you in my next video.